People wonder why us autistics or AudHDers don't really like to talk to people, and why our friends are few and far between. And oftentimes our friends are on the spectrum in some way, shape, or form. But if you think about it, like when you have delayed processing and you're trying to have a conversation, like sometimes I'll come outside, my mom will be talking to a neighbor, and I'll not want to be rude, so I'll try to like go stand where they're talking and try to include myself, even if I'm just standing there. And they'll say something, and then because of delayed processing, it takes me a few minutes to process what somebody said, especially if they're talking fast or something, where I'm really feeling overstimulated or overwhelmed anyway. And then because of the ADHD, this will lead to that and that and that and that, and it'll be like way off subject for somebody else, whereas to me it all goes together, and then I'll just blurt out whatever I'm thinking, because also if I don't at that very moment, it's gone. The thought's gone. It's absolutely gone forever, and it will never be returned back to my brain again. And we can come across as rude and inconsiderate and be misunderstood for this, and there's so many things. Communication is hard, and then like after I'll have a conversation, I don't care where it is. It could be in person, it could be online, it could be whatever. I will overanalyze the fuck out of it. One, because of delayed processing. Sometimes it can take me hours to days to weeks to process something, especially with the CPTSD that I have, because if it's like an argument or a fight or it feels like somebody's being really mean to me, I get really overwhelmed. And then it takes me a long time to process whether this person was being nice or not, how I feel about it, what their actual intentions were. And then sometimes it'll be a couple of weeks down the line where I go, actually, you know what? That made me feel really bad, and I don't like it. It's hard communicating, and people wonder why we're like loners and keep to ourselves. But when we're misunderstood constantly and treated like shit, and everything that we do isn't socially acceptable, and sometimes just existing and not saying a damn thing pisses people off for some apparent reason, we have a tendency to just want to go in our little caves and hide. Oh, and I was going to add to this. A lot of times in those situations where my mom will be talking to somebody and I don't really like it, even if it's like a family member inside our house, I'll just walk away without saying anything. Because one, I don't feel like I'm being heard or I'm being judged or they're being rude and I don't like it or whatever, because there's a lot of narcissists in my family. I also don't want to be rude by like butting in and going, well, I'm going to go do this or that. So I'll just like walk away and leave the conversation. And it brings a lot of peace to me, honestly.